This is, I don't know if it should be a shocker that the guy who's sitting in the chair is still sitting in the chair, but it's a shocker that the guy sitting in the chair is going to stay in the chair.
Yeah, again, this is according to Recode, but if this does indeed happen, it's not something you see every day. Two major companies being led by the same person. So definitely raising a lot of eyebrows out here if this does indeed happen. But on another level, we've seen it kind of going on for a few months here, and some people like what they see. So, sort of a mixed thoughts on this right now.
Yeah, let me get to Joe Ellen Posner about this. When I was a money manager back in the day, the job of the CEO, the competence of the CFO were so important to me making decisions about how well a company, whether a company is worth investing in. The notion that you could have a part-time CEO of a technology company that's going through so much change, what do we know about this historically? What do we know about this in terms of corporate governance?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a real shocker. I've never heard of the same person serving as the CEO of two distinct public companies at the same time, and I think it's really an interesting signal for Twitter to send. I can read into it. I don't know if everybody's reading the same thing that I am into it, but I think that it's sending a signal about where the company sees itself going.
What do you mean? You see that? You see it going where? So, what's between the tea leaves that you're seeing?
Well, I mean, I think it's hard to take seriously the idea that somebody can run two distinct publicly traded organizations for the long term. If I were following Twitter, I would say this is probably an indication that the company is getting ready to be sold off.
I was trying to get you to say that. I'm glad you did. Brian Weezer, what do you think of that? Do you think Twitter's on the block?
I think everything is on the block at the right price. But
Spoken like a true capitalist.
I don't think that's what this is about necessarily. There are some unique circumstances in Twitter. I think a lot of it depends on what the managerial setup is. A lot of it would depend on, Adam Bain is the operator and how much power, operationally speaking, he has. Anthony Noto is also a very, very involved CFO. And to the extent that you need the spiritual leader, so to speak, the person who puts a bit of fairy dust on the product and provides a little bit of insight, is it possible that that works in this case? Maybe. Again, Mark Zuckerberg inside of Facebook, while he's certainly very, very involved, he doesn't run the business. Sheryl Sandberg does. Could Mark Zuckerberg spend half his time with charitable endeavors while Sheryl runs the business? Well, quite possibly.
So it doesn't concern you. I mean, and Sergio Marchionne, of course, running Fiat, running Chrysler, running, a couple of car companies. So it does happen. But these are companies, these two companies really have to, I don't know, they both really need to find some direction. Brian, let me put this back to you. I mean, these are companies where the world around them is changing more than most other industries, where their future prospects certainly better be a lot bigger than their current prospects for them to grow into their share price. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, look, you're on to something there. I mean, Twitter has come under a lot of fire from investors. This is a company that has struggled mightily to get user growth, while Facebook, we're talking about Zuckerberg there, is growing like, leaps and bounds. I mean, Twitter is a fraction of the size of Facebook. It's smaller than some of Facebook's smaller units. And that's a big, big challenge for any new CEO. And, meanwhile, you have Square, which is a fresh, potentially a fresh young, public company. So, yeah, you have a lot of things going on here. It's not a simple slam dunk, that's for sure.
Joe Ellen, you do see a few people. I'm thinking of Elon Musk, who runs SpaceX, is still a private company, runs Tesla, of course, is chairman of Solar City. Is there a sense that these guys are just such fantastic geniuses, that they have superhuman powers and Tony Stark or something and can do this? Is this something we might even see as a trend?
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a lot of... I kind of hope we don't see it as a trend. I mean, I think these are extraordinary circumstances. I won't comment on whether they're extraordinary people with superhuman abilities. But as an investor, as a scholar of corporate governance, I'm looking for an organizational leader who can really take the helm of the organization and manage it into the future. And whether that means you're managing the operations or managing the overall strategy of the firm or being the public face of the firm in a meaningful way, I think it's difficult to do that for nascent affluent organizations, ones that are kind of struggling to find, what their long-term value proposition is going to be in a credible way if your attention is divided. So if I were grading the corporate governance of firms like this, I would give them a less than stellar grade.